Hello, today is Tuesday, March 30th, and we do have some birthdays today. Today is Barbara Kingman's birthday, so Barbara, you knew you'd get a song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Barbara, happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. It's also Paula Ramey, R-A-M-E-Y, I'm thinking it's Ramey. Paula. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Paula, happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. And today is Tracy Russell's granddaughter, Sydney. It's her 12th birthday. Sydney, my best friend growing up, I had two best friends. We were like that. We were that close. And one's name was Sue, which I'm still friends with today. And my other best friend's name was Sydney. And we were really good friends. We graduated from high school, and she ended up moving away, and we lost contact. And every class reunion, I kept looking for her, and she never showed up. And like a month ago on Facebook, she texted me, or not texted me, she messaged me, and she wanted to know if I was the same Sandy Manning that we were best friends with when we were growing up. And it was. She had married somebody. She had moved to Germany. That's why we had lost touch. But anyway, Sydney, I know you don't really care. You're 12. Why do you care what a 70-year-old woman's rambling on about? You just know it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sydney. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. 12 years old. You're almost a teenager. Oh, one more year and you'll be a teenager. I remember so much wanting to be a teenager. Didn't do too much today. Jimmy came over. We did a tag video. So we did that. I forgot to say in my tag that the tags are started by Tracy over at Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. And Jimmy and I completely missed one of the questions. One of the questions was, would we rather be in a rabbit burrow or a bird's nest? Well, we know for a fact that Jimmy would never pick a bird's nest. He would have picked the burrow. I probably would have picked the burrow also, because I think if you're up in the bird's nest, then you're getting attacked by bigger birds. I don't want to get attacked. So I know that should have been part of the tag video, but I messed up on that. And what other was? Oh, I told you my kids are going to give us a small little gathering for our 50th anniversary. And so Chrissy told me I had to go give her my pictures. I had to get my pictures together for her. And so I was going through pictures today. And I found this picture. I took a little video of it. This explains why I do not like, well, it doesn't explain anything, but this is proof of why I shouldn't wear a dress, because I don't look good in a dress. So here's a little video of me showing you in a dress. Okay, this is why I don't wear a dress. Look at how hideous I look in a dress. This was for, let me think which one. This is for Jimmy's wedding. This was in 1997, I think. Exactly why I don't wear a dress. Not only do I look like an old woman, and that was back in the 90s, when I was in my 40s, I thought I looked like my grandmother back then, with that long-ass dress. But my thing originated not liking to wear a dress. It goes way back to my childhood. I went to a Catholic school, which it wouldn't have really mattered either way, because back when I went to school, even all through high school, girls weren't allowed to wear anything but a dress or a skirt or a jumper. Not a jumper like in England. A jumper in England is a sweater, but like in the United States, a jumper is like a one-piece thing where you wear a blouse underneath, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, it's not a sweater. And so I would have to wear a dress Monday through Friday. And then on Sundays when we would go to church, obviously, you had to wear a dress. And then we always had our big meal of the day after church on Sundays. We'd eat either at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And we had to keep our Sunday dress clothes on for that meal, because that meal we ate in the dining room. It was a big deal. when I was first growing up, my first house that we lived in, we didn't have a dining room. So when we got a dining room at the house that we moved into when I was 10, it was a big deal. And my mother, like she made a big deal. We only ate there on birthdays or Sunday dinners or a holiday. And the rest of the time, we never set foot in the dining room. But anyway, that doesn't matter anyway. We always had to have our Sunday best on for dinner. And this one particular Sunday, my parents were not getting along, as all married couples can relate to. And they were arguing, and my mother got mad. And right in the middle of the dinner, I mean, we hadn't even finished eating the dinner, and she told us all to get in the car. And we're all piling into the car wondering where we're going to go. My first thought was, wait a minute, I want to take this dress off, because if we're going on a road trip anywhere, I don't want to be wearing a dress. But it was the heat of passion or the heat of the moment, and my mother was, no, not having any of that. Get your in that car right now. So we got in the car. We drove over to my Aunt Rose's house, who lived about 2 miles away. Sitting in the car, my mother's out there talking to my Aunt Rose, and they're who's know what they're going. And the next thing I know, we're on a 3.5-hour road trip going to stay with my Aunt Ag and my Uncle Warren. We stayed there for a week. Now, I am in a dress. It's like, oh my gosh. So we get to my Aunt Ag's house, and my mother at that time had 6 kids, and my Aunt Ag had 9 kids. And we all had somebody like a Doppler. A Doppler, was that what you call it? Like, Kevin was my age, so it was me and Kevin. And then Mike and Debbie were the same age, and then like Sue and Mark, and like it just kind of like worked that way across. But they were like closer in ages and sizes, other than I was a very thin child, but Kevin was like bone thin. Bone thin, let me tell you. He was so skinny. And so what we did was we switched off clothes. Everybody got to wear each other's clothes, like like we'd wear either Mark's or Debbie's or Wendy's or whatever. We'd wear their clothes. But I didn't fit in anybody's clothes because I was a tall, skinny, gaudy child. And Kevin was even taller than me and even skinnier than me. And so nobody's clothes fit me. So, I know you know this is coming. I had to wear that same stinking dress every single day. Every single day. From the minute we got up in the morning until it was time to go to bed. And I wore my Uncle Warren's t-shirt to bed, because obviously it was big, because he's a man, he's a grown-ass man, so I would wear his t-shirt to bed. And my mother every night would wash and iron my dress. And everybody else was able to go play and run and they're doing whatever they wanted because they had play clothes, because they were wearing everybody else's play clothes. But no, Sandy didn't have play clothes. Sandy had her dress clothes. She had her dress on. She had to wear it the whole week. And from that moment on, I swore. I don't care what. I would have told my mother I had to go to the bathroom, and I would have stripped naked, and she would have either had to take me naked wherever we were going, or she would have let me get some clothes on real quick, because, oh. So that's why I don't like wearing dresses. That's just one of the, in a nutshell, that's why I don't like wearing dresses. And I just never have liked wearing dresses at all. But anyway, another quick story. I'll show you another video in a minute, but I have to set it up first. This was Jimmy's wedding. Danny was the best man. I had told Danny that he was in charge to make sure that Jimmy didn't drink too much and embarrass me on his wedding day. Not that it would matter, but I'm the mother. You don't embarrass me. And I just didn't want him to get drunk. So I had told Danny that he was in charge of making sure that Jimmy didn't have too much to drink. Well, that's like putting the fox in charge of the hen house, because Jimmy was not the problem. Jimmy did not have anything to, well, I mean, not anything to drink. Jimmy was perfect for his wedding day. He was not the least bit drunk or anything. Danny, on the other hand, had brought in his own big bottle of Jägermeister and left it behind the bar and proceeded to drink the whole bottle by himself, along with whatever else he was drinking. And he was so drunk that This conversation that I'm going to show you it right now. And here's Danny, not aware that he's had too much to drink, confiding in his mother that he's had too much to drink. Okay, this conversation he forgot, or else he was so drunk he didn't know he was talking to his mother, because he was like going, "Don't tell my mom. I've had a little bit too much to drink. I think I'm wasted, but shh, don't tell my mom." And I went, "We won't tell your mom. We won't tell your mom." Get him in the car and get him out of here. It was, Danny was so sick. And you know what? I really do think he had alcohol poisoning, because back then you didn't really know about it. But we got home about 1 o'clock in the morning, and Jimmy got married on a Friday, and Danny never got up until Sunday. He slept all of Saturday. I mean, he might have got up to go to the bathroom or something, and I might have missed it. But, oh, that reminds me of another story. How many minutes? I got another story for Jim. Yeah, this is my favorite Jim story. My favorite Jim story. If I had to, I have so many Jim stories, but if I had to pick a favorite Jim story, this is my favorite Jim story. We were dating, and we got engaged, obviously. And so my mother threw this great big engagement party down the basement, because that's what we did back then. Was when we had big parties, they were in the basement. They were either in the basement or the backyard. They were in the backyard if they were in the summer, but they were in the basement if they were in the winter. And I got engaged on Valentine's Day. So we were having this big party downstairs, and my family, not to stereotype, but we're Irish. We like our drinks. We do like occasional little sip of stuff, you know, if you know what I mean. And my mother and my Aunt Egg never met a beer they didn't like. They were never like drunks or alcoholics, anything like that. I don't want to insinuate that they were. They had a good time. They had a really good time. So anyway, my parents had built a bar in the basement, and so we were at the party, and Jim was there, and he was home on leave. And he was drinking like a fish. He was drinking like a fish. And my Aunt Egg was behind the bar, and she was telling Jim, she says, well, you know, like, I'm going to match you drink for drink. And so they started drinking Boilermakers, which if you're not familiar with that, it's like you take a shot of whiskey and you drop it into the mug of beer and then you drink it. So they were going toe to toe. And so anyway, Jim got plastered. He just got absolutely plastered. So much to the point that he had to spend the night. He slept in my brother's bedroom. So in the morning, we were all sitting around for breakfast, and Jim sheepishly comes out of the bedroom to sit down at the breakfast table, not aware of anything that went on the day before, because he really was like, he blacked it out. He didn't know. And so then he was just kind of sitting there kind of shy, and he says to my mom, he says, you know, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you last night. He said, that was not my intention. I'm really sorry. And then my mom said, you know, Jim, I really didn't care that I really didn't mind that you had a little bit too much to drink. And I really didn't mind that when you were trying to go toe-to-toe with my sister with the drinking. And I really didn't care about that too much either. And I really didn't care too much when you were embarrassing me in front of my family, because this is their first impression of you and you had too much to drink. And I really, really didn't mind that you had to spend the night. I really, really didn't mind. But the thing that really bothered me the most is that when you had to go to the bathroom, you had to have me go in and help you adjust your fly. Jim was sat there mortified. And he says, what? And she said, you didn't know how to go to the bathroom. I had to bring you in there to go to the bathroom. And it was kind of embarrassing. And Jim says, oh my gosh, that really happened? And we all started laughing. I said, that didn't happen, Jim. But you were too drunk, you don't even remember. He was mortified. And we left, and when he was leaving and we went outside, he said, no, tell me the truth. Did your mom really help me go to the bathroom? I said, no, Jim, my mother did not help you go to the bathroom, but you were really drunk. He says, well, I can't face her anymore. He says, thank God I'm going back. Because that was his last day. He was going back. His leave was over that day. He was going to go home that night, go back, not go home, go back to the service. So we always teased him about that. Because he really had no memory of that, if that really happened. And I think if you were to ask him to this day, he would wonder, did it really happen, or are they just telling me it didn't happen? It really didn't happen. But we had fun. We had fun with it. So... Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Well, that I rattled on about my boring stories. So yeah, one of the things I said is that sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing is the hardest thing. You know, like it is. I am trying so hard to get back on track. I'm really, really trying. And I've decided that on April 1st, with the exception of Easter Sunday, because I am going to have an Easter bunny on Easter Sunday, because I have not had any candy for Lent. But so I did buy myself a little, I told you, a little Godiva bunny that I'm going to have on Easter Sunday. I have decided, and I'm not setting a goal, I'm just making a commitment. To me, there's two different things. I'm going to make a commitment to try to get back 100% on my plan just for the month of April. I'm not going to try to do it to lose like an enormous amount of weight or to set a certain amount of weight that I want to lose. I just know that where I'm at right now, it's too easy for me to take a couple steps backwards and just think I'm going to do a 90-10 plan. I need to commit myself to 1 month to doing 100%. Because I think once I commit myself to doing the 1 month for 100%, that it'll ease me back in. I'll start back into my walking, which I've been avoiding for lately. I don't know why. It's just sheer laziness, because I do love going out for a walk, but it's just been lazy. And a lot of it has to do that I'm not in the frame of mind that I want to lose weight. And I don't walk to lose weight, but when I walk, it sets me up for a better day. It just encourages me to move on to a better way of living that day. And just like slouching around not doing that is not helping me at all. And I still stand with the fact that I'm not going to worry about what happened behind me, because what's happened in the past has happened in the past. And I can't change the past. I can learn from the past. So I'm going to be starting over every morning. I'm going to make a commitment every day that that's the day I'm going to be 100%. At the end of the day, if I'm not at 100%, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm just going to tell myself that, you know what, you tried. You didn't succeed, but tomorrow you got another shot to try it again. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep starting over until I have to stop starting over. And really, every day is a start over if you think about it. It really is. It's just like it's a new day, it's a new beginning, it's a new way to think of that day. And I just need to get back on track, because I'm slowly, you know, a pound here, a pound there, whatever. I'm still, and I'm not looking back, I'm just making a statement of fact, that I'm still up about 7 or 8 pounds from my lowest weight. I am not trying to correlate that with looking behind me to see. I just know I need it as a realization that look how easily I've put on 7 or 8 pounds, and how much of a hard time I'm having getting rid of those 7 or 8 pounds, because I'm not committed to my losing weight. And so therefore, that's my plan. So anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. A little bit long video. I know I try to keep them short. I try to keep them long. So that's a Freudian slip right there. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.